Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So I want to talk about The Walking Dead Dead City Season 2 and the reveal that we got in the very first episode that Lucille has an upgrade now. And obviously we've known that for a while, but we've actually never seen Lucille and what the upgrade actually looks like or how it works. And so I do want to talk about that and get into some other stuff with that. So before we go any further, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want to get all my Walking Dead content like this. I will be doing my Q&A video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. If you do want to take part in this Q&A, definitely go and join the Discord. The server name is Appetite for the Dead. I ask for questions every single week, and I will be doing that Q&A tomorrow. I will be recording tomorrow as well, so you still have some time to get questions in there, so definitely go and join the Discord. The server name is Appetite for the Dead. The link is in the description of this video, but let's actually get to what I wanted to talk about here. So it's official now. After we watched the premiere, it's actually now a thing. Negan has Lucille back, and there's been an upgrade. And so let's actually talk about that a little bit more. So I will say, in terms of my reaction to it, I was very curious as to how it actually all worked, because we saw this, I think with the teaser a couple of weeks ago, or there was a trailer, I think like a month and a half ago or whatever. But there was a scene where we actually saw Negan shock somebody with the bat, and I was really curious as to how all that worked, because it just didn't make a lot of sense. Like, was it going to shock you just like on impact, or was it something that more had to be activated by Negan, right? So we actually saw in the very first episode that no, it actually is something that does need to be activated. Like, there's a button there that he does have to press. And so it's really interesting, and I'm really curious as to how a lot of this works. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of this wrong, so definitely correct me if I'm wrong with a lot of this here. But the bat seems to activate when you press the button, right? And so obviously you're going to get a shock, right? So when you actually look at the close-up of the bat, because there's actually a shot in the episode where you do see how a lot of this is working here, it looks like there is some type of, I'm not sure what that is there, but obviously it's constructed in a way where when you give it power, there's electricity that runs through, I guess, whatever that metal bar is right there, that obviously connects to the barbed wire, right? So it's gonna obviously give you a shock if you're holding on to it. Now, the one thing that I'm really curious about here is, I always thought that wood was like a conductor of electricity, but I guess it's not. I guess that the way it works is that it's more of an insulator, I believe. So it does work, and I watched the behind the scenes video of it, and so I think that the science makes a lot of sense here. They worked a lot of stuff out, and it's not that crazy to think that they created a weapon like that, right? Like, if you're just looking at it, it seems pretty basic, I would say. The fact that, I guess it's more of, how much power is being given to the bat when he presses that button, I guess to give a shock like that. And so would that make sense with the wood, I guess? But I guess if wood's not necessarily a conductor, then, obviously Negan is not going to get shocked himself, right? So I guess it makes a lot of sense. Like, that was the one question I had here, but I'm assuming all that works out. And the one thing that is kind of hilarious that I do forget about quite a bit is that the Croat is actually a scientist, right? Or he was a scientist in the old world. And so that's why, like, he's the one that came up with, the way to use walkers as a resource to create methane and to like power the whole city and all that. So like, it's the Croat who's able to do a lot of that. So he's very, very important, I would say, to the Walking Dead right now. Like, he's, I don't know if he's a genius, but like, he's done some really incredible things here. And so for him being the one responsible to, creating the bat, like, it makes a lot of sense that he'd be the one to do it here. And I just think that the upgrade, it's really cool, because like, I think if you're going to bring Lucille back in any way, you do want to have something that does make sense. And I will say, I think the bat looks really cool like this. Like, the fact that it's not just Lucille and like, that's it, like, it looks the exact same. Like, if you're going to give it an upgrade, it does have to look different. And to have the whole, like, I guess, shock feature with this, right? Like, I like the fact that the bat actually looks really cool. And so I'm really curious as to how this is going to work just later on in the season, because obviously for the first episode, it's like, yeah, this is the big reveal, right? And we're seeing him actually use the bat for the first time. And it was just like, whoa, like, what's this, right? And I will say it's actually kind of hilarious when you're looking at it, because like, he uses the bat in the scene, but he doesn't know that there's an upgrade, right? And so when he gets the bat for the first time, he looks at it and he's like, wait, what? And I think he kind of understands how it's all going to work. And I think, like, that's why I like how the scene is playing out, because he's putting the bat in that person's face, right? Like, the leader of one of the groups there. he's actually putting the bat in his face because he's trying to get him to grab the bat, right? Like, that's why he's doing it. It's not just like, he put the bat in his face and he grabbed it right away. It's like, no, he's trying to like frustrate him by doing that, right? And so eventually he grabs the bat and he's like, get that out of my face. And then he shocks him, right? So it would be hilarious if it just didn't work, right? But I guess that's one of the things that just worked out in his favor there in the scene. And I mean, I think that, like, I'm just really curious as to how this is going to be used in the future, like for other episodes, because obviously this isn't going to be the first time we're seeing this, right? And like if he Lucille somebody, is he also going to be using the button or whatever to like shock people with it, right? Like, I'm just curious as to how this is going to work as we're watching the season, because there could be a moment where he could actually use that to his advantage, right? And I'm just curious as to like if it's going to make sense. Like, say there's something where it's like, oh, he has to like, he can shock this person and like there's metal here or there's something like this. So if I put the bat there, then it just like, it leads to something, right? Like, I could see something worked out for the story where we're going to get a very cool scene coming up very soon. And I hope the bat is around for season 3 and 4. I really do. Like, and again, I'm just sort of, I'm thinking that there's going to be a season 3 and 4 just based off of the rumors right now that they are going to be filming this summer for season 3 and 4. So, yeah, I just hope that obviously that the bat's around for future seasons, because I don't think you could have Lucille go away and then bring Lucille back again with like another upgrade. Like, I feel like if you're going to bring Lucille back, have Lucille back for a while. And I mean, if Negan ever loses the bat at some point in the future, maybe he just like literally loses the bat and that's all, right? I feel like because we have the bat back now, though, that maybe that means that he could die by the bat at some point, like maybe by Herschel, or I don't know. Like, I don't know where this is going to go, but I just feel like something like that could happen at some point in the future. I do want to mention before ending this video, though, that Jeffrey Dean Morgan actually talked about a scene that they cut where apparently you see Negan's reaction to having the bat again, and he just doesn't want the bat. He throws it down or whatever. And I was actually kind of curious about that because I thought that we maybe did see that, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan said that that moment was cut from the episode. So I'm like, was there something else that we didn't see? Because if you actually watch episode 1, and I don't know if it was like this for everyone else, like if it was, definitely let me know, because for me, when I was watching the episode, it cut right after Bruegel's, I guess, reaction to Radio City Music Hall powering on. Like, once that happened, it went straight to the episode Insider. And then the episode continued after that, where we saw Maggie, Herschel, and Ginny talking about, like they have to go to New York City. And then you saw some stuff with Negan, and that's where he actually throws the bat down and stuff. So I do wonder if that's what he was talking about. And if like maybe when they watched the premiere, they only got to that part there, because it was like weirdly edited. Like, I don't know why the episode Insider played right there before the final scene of the episode. Unless that was a part of episode 2, but I don't think so. Like, the way that scene ends there with it going to the nighttime shot of New York City, or I guess Central Park mostly, right? Or Manhattan. That seems like it's the ending of episode 1. So I don't know if it was like that for me personally, and maybe not for everyone else. Or maybe it was just like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it was just a very weird, like, moment that happened at the end of the episode, because, like, it literally completely just stopped any momentum going into the very, final scene. And, like, we just watched this whole episode Insider. So I feel like maybe a lot of people just thought that, the Bruegel scene was the very last scene. And so maybe not a lot of people actually watched to the very end. And so I'm really curious on that aspect to it, because if that is the case, then like, oh man, honestly, I don't know why the episode was like that. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here, though. Definitely post all your thoughts down below on, I guess, Lucille 2.0. Like, what do you think of Lucille now? Do you think this is an awesome upgrade? I imagine there's going to be a lot of opinions on this, just because, like, sometimes things can be too much for some people, and then sometimes people are like, oh, that's super awesome, right? And, I mean, like, I don't know. I guess if they were doing like other, like, I don't know, I think it makes a lot of sense at this point. Like, it's been a while, and like if you're bringing the bat back, like, it makes sense to do an upgrade. And I think stuff like this is kind of cool, like, you don't want to always have, I guess, like the same weapon around all the time, right? Like, I feel like Daryl's crossbow, maybe we'll get an upgrade at some point in season 3 or 4, right? Like, I don't know what you would do, but like something like that would be kind of cool if it makes sense. Like, I feel like in that situation, I don't know enough about crossbows to know what else he could do, but like, like maybe that is a possibility. But I think for Lucille, like, yeah, that makes perfect sense that something like that would happen, or that you could do that. And I think it just makes the season that much more exciting. And I'm excited to see how it's actually going to play a role in the story. Like I could picture like a final battle or something. And again, I talked about that before, but like maybe he uses it where it like creates power somewhere. Like I'm trying to figure out like where that would make a lot of sense, but like maybe something needs power. And so he gives something a shock and like it just like starts like a vehicle, or like, I don't think that would work most likely, but like, I'm trying to think of like, you know, something like that where it would actually be kind of cool to have. So I don't know. I think it's overall pretty cool. And I'm excited to see, I guess, what happens, I guess, this season with Lucille. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. Make sure to post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.